Hey there, so we are continuing from our last video where I showed or introduced Selenium with Scrapy or using Selenium with Scrapy. So let's continue. The first thing that we are going to do is navigate or figure out what exactly this HTML node is and how to actually extract it and then finally click it with Selenium. So let's try to do that. We will go to the inspect and then see that this next button is in the first and foremost list that has the class next in it, and then finally it goes to the A tag, and that A tag has the href and then the text in it. So we are going to pretty much write the XPath in the Selenium that goes to the every A tag and then only extract or get the selectors that are going to have the next string in it. So to do that, we are going to just type in driver and then find element. Here we have to find an element by class name, CSS selector, ID, and stuff like that. For now, let's just use the XPath, the good old XPath. And then the syntax really for the XPath is really the same as it is in the Scrapy. So we will collect every A tag that has the text next in it. Let's see if this is found. Perfect. And let's see if we can click it in the Selenium. Here's pretty much how you can, or the syntax, how to click on the element, and this should load the 7th page. So let's see if this will work, and let's see if it works. Perfect. So let's try it once again. So it should go to the 8th page. And it goes to the 8th page, which is perfect. So let's copy and paste this to our spider code. And first let's define while loop, and we will try and accept logic. For now we will pass it, and let's define click as or next page button as just a next page variable. And finally, we will have to use sleep function, which is going to inherit from Python built-in library called time, and we will manually sleep for 3 seconds, just so or to not get any type of errors or stuff like that where we are loading still next page and then the script will try to click it once again because Selenium is extremely slow compared to Scrapy. So we will just use the sleep function. And you have in Selenium, for example, call to pretty much wait for some presence of the HTML node, for example, when the first image of the book, or for example, the better choice would be the last image of the book is present, then the scraper could continue. That could take something like a second or a millisecond, really depends on the site, but that's definitely a better choice than using this. But as this is just an example, this is just going to be more than enough. And let's call the log message. So to do that, we will just type in this and just type in sleeping for 3 seconds. And let's see what else needs to be done. We need to click it, of course. So next page, we are going to click this, and finally we will pretty much reuse this part of the code. Since we are in the second, here we are going to be or scrape the first page of the books and parse the URLs, first 20 book URLs to the function called parseBook. And then in this loop, we are going to pretty much iterate over 49 or remaining pages. And here we are going to try every time to click the next page button and add an exception. So we will add the exception that is going to be called no such element exception. And this will actually go to from Selenium common exceptions import no such element exception. So let's actually see if this is importing it rightly on shell. Perfect, it works. So I've spelled everything right, and we will not use pass, we will use the break command, but before that, this code will be only executed once again once we are on the last page, and that is because the next page will not be present in our last page. So we will first call out our log message, which will print out that, let's see, for example, no more pages to load. And then we will finally exit our driver instance. So to do that, we just type in driver.quit, open and close parentheses, and that should be it. So, and then we will break from our while loop here. And let's see what else here we need. I've also seen that for some reason on this site, the catalog has to be added in this type of URL. I'm not even sure why, but let's actually try to do it without it, and think we will actually get the 404 pages. So let's see. Something is not working. So driver is not defined. That is because I've used driver here without the self in it. So let's try it once again. And as you can see, 404 pages are reported. And that is because the /catalog and then / and this specific part of the URL has to be integrated. So we will just use the, let's see, we have the catalog here. So just copy and paste it and add it. So let's actually just do it something like this. And let's see if this will work. So it has to contain the last character has to be /. Let's run it once again and see if it works. Let's see first the log messages that it's getting reported. It seems like it's working correctly. As you can see, our sleeping for 3 seconds is getting reported. 200 is the response status, so it seems like it's working. So let's see on the Selenium side if it's working correctly. And it's iterating our pages, as you can see. So we are currently on the 7th page, and requests are getting generated. And finally we can close this out, because it means that it will work. And then you can yield title or price or something third as a data point. And yeah, that would be pretty much it for this video. In the very next one, we will actually iterate over pages, so do the same exactly thing with the Scrapy, not with Selenium, and you will see the speed difference, that it's quite large between the two tools, and using Scrapy is definitely way to go, even in this type of scrape. And we will actually go and scrape some interesting data points, such as title, image URL, price, description, and all of these different data fields that are present in all of the book URLs. Talk soon.